Normalcy. We all want things to get back to normal. This whole quarantine mess has driven us into our homes, away from our jobs, our escapes, our loved ones, our routines. And it's gone on so long now that we want nothing more than to get past all of this and to get our lives back. It's been a traumatic few months, to say the least, for all of us. Even if you've managed to weather all of this all right, this pandemic moment in time has opened our eyes like a cold washcloth to the face after a good night's sleep. Thanks, Dad, for that reference. See, all around us, this experience has brought a number of realities to light. I mean, Los Angeles, minus the cars, has revealed just how much impact we, as human beings, really have on this creation that we're called to care for. Quiet cities have shown us just how manic our lives have become. The power and the strength of our incredible best in the world healthcare system has been shown to be somewhat unprepared for a momentary shock to its system. The great American economic machine has been stripped down, revealing how much we've built on credit and razor-thin margins so that millions and millions of people have to trample over each other, competing for unemployment benefits over being laid off for just a month or two. Parents have come to realize just how deeply we've come to depend on teachers and local governments to provide basic care for our own children. And all of us have been left to wander through it more or less alone because the credibility of our government, our media, our institutions has been so undermined and worn down that 300 million people don't know who to listen to or who to trust for answers. The funny thing is, though, that these problems aren't new. They didn't arrive on our doorstep along with the COVID-19 virus. They were here all along. But maybe we were just a little too busy to notice them. Maybe the endless rat race of American work and life was so manic that we barely had time to sleep, let alone stop and consider all of the problems facing us. Maybe the marketing-driven economy bent on keeping us consuming in order to fuel the furnace of that great American idol. It distracted us with a fog of new smartphones or the next Andy Cohen special or whatever local sports team was going to be this year's next greatest sports team to see those problems. From a theological perspective, we've always known that there's problems in the world. They're the symptom of an underlying curse that exists in us and in our universe, brought about by sin and rebellion. And so maybe we were so wrapped up in running from one supposed obligation to the next and chauffeuring our kids from one commitment to another and feeding that fear of missing out on something fleeting. We couldn't see how our faith, our life in Christ, our awareness of God and our neighbors, as well as our responsibility to both of them, to see. Maybe we were so distracted by the shiny lights of the world to see how the faith and the truth that God has called us to was slipping through our fingers. And with it, maybe the faith of generations to come. But that treadmill that we've been running on for so long, that hamster wheel of life that you exhausted yourself to keep spinning all the while wishing you could just get off, all of it has come to a screeching halt, leaving us all trying to figure out what just happened. And so it's natural to want to get back to normal. To use a word that has seen far too much usage lately, this is an unprecedented moment in your life. See, nothing like this has happened before, and it's not a comfortable place to be for that very reason. Like I said, it's completely natural to crave that feeling that normal offered you. But I want to encourage you to slow down, to be careful, or you just might miss this. So this pandemic has pressed pause on so many of our lives. And as deeply unsettling as that may be, it is also presenting you with a chance, a moment to breathe. It's given you a chance to see some of the problems, the realities of this modern American consumption-driven way of life in a new light. It's providing you with a quiet to consider what you may have started to take for granted in your life. Even the value of being able to go to the church that you sometimes worked so hard to justify skipping. It's giving you something you haven't had in a long time. The chance to consider, to evaluate, to reflect, and to reset. See, that feeling of normal will return. Even if this experience changes our society in some ways, you will find that feeling of normalcy, that comfort in routine again. But don't miss that so much that you miss the opportunity that is before you right now. Take this chance today to think about what you want to put back into your life tomorrow. Because it won't be long, and you're going to have the billion-dollar tidal wave of marketing urging you back to all of the distractions. It won't be long, and you're going to have schools megaphoning all of the things that your kids supposedly need more than time with their family and faith in God. You're going to be called to dive right back in with your whole body in order to chase after all sorts of things. And before you know it, the treadmill will be up and running again with you drowning in your own sweat as you try to keep up with everything. And so this is your chance to revise your life and priorities. And it is likely the best one you're ever going to get. This is your chance to think about what's most important in this life, which hopefully includes some thinking about what's most important for you in the life to come. This is a chance to think about what you want your life schedule to look like so that you get to decide what kinds of things get to come back into it. This is your chance as a Christian to think about how you want your life to stand as a witness to others about the promises guaranteed for you in Jesus. See, many of the voices clamoring for your dollars, your attention, your time, your loyalty, they've been silenced. And so this is your chance to decide which voices are worth listening to going forward. Normal will come again. But a chance like this, a chance for you to decide what normal looks like, may not come again. So don't miss this chance to do that with purpose, with intention, and with promise.